everyone, this is Sarita Seni, your economics teacher working with Cambridge International School, the SUA. As you know, whole world is suffering with this COVID-19 pandemic, but we will not let you suffer in your studies, especially in economics. So Cambridge International School, the SUA has taken initiative of e-learning to teach our students at the time of this pandemic when they are at home. So we will not let your studies suffer with this COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's start with few topics which we have already covered in the previous slide that I have sent you in the form of PPTs. So we covered a few topics in that. Let me just give you a briefing of those topics. So we have covered in the slides economic activities. What are the sectors of economic activities? We have covered mainly three sectors of economic activities. Economic activities, as you know, are the activities which I perform to earn money. Like if I'm teaching, I'm getting salary in return of my services. So what is that? That is an economic activity. Here in India, we have three sectors which are performing these economic activities. These three sectors are primary, secondary, and tertiary. I've explained to you all three sectors in the previous slides. Now we're going to continue with the sectors, and here we are talking about the sectors which are providing you most of the employment and why. In India, if I talk about the sector which is providing maximum employment is the primary sector, as India is the developing country. So developing countries, most of the developing countries, they are focusing on primary sector as maximum population is involved in agriculture, dairy and other all activities that is covered under primary sector. So the most employment that is given in India is in the primary sector. So why we are not able to get the jobs in other sectors? Reason is being we are not having enough jobs in the secondary and tertiary sector. But the scenario is totally different. If I talk about any of the developed country like USA, other countries, USA, Canada, Germany, etc. So if I talk about these developed countries, here the scenario is totally different as compared to India. Most of the population is engaged in the tertiary sector, and other two sectors, they are not the most important sectors for their economy. They are focusing more on tertiary sector. As you know, most of the people in Canada, America, you can see most of the people are engaged in services. So the most important sector in this America or other developed countries is the tertiary sector. Now let's continue with the next topic. This is something like different term. So we're going to start with the underemployment. What is underemployment? Underemployment is a situation where people are apparently working, but all of them are made to work less than their potential. In this term, we can see we involve someone for a particular work, but that person is doing work less than their efficiency. That means you are I can give you example of yours. If you are a student who is scoring almost 100% in your exams, and if I give you some kind of exam that is not very difficult one, and you are not able to perform well, not able to use your potential in the fullest in that particular exam and able to score 100 out of 100, then that is the same situation which I'm talking about. The person is having more energy than he is utilizing for the particular work. So if few people move out, it will not affect the production. Like I can give you example. In our school, we require only one teacher for economics to teach economics to grade 10 students. But if we employ two teachers and those two teachers are teaching all the students in grade 10 in the same class, then the efficiency of the teachers, both the teachers, will not work to the fullest. So they are not able to perform their duties in a proper way. So if I talk about the same example, if I just take out one teacher from that particular job of teaching economics, then also it will work in our school. So it will not affect our teaching process. So what is that? That is underemployment. The next thing is it is hidden in contrast to the open unemployment. In open unemployment, people are ready to do the work, but they are not getting the jobs in any of the chances. Person is clearly or visibly without job. They are not able to get job directly or indirectly. They are not doing any kind of job. This underemployment is also termed as disguised unemployment. An example for this underemployment usually you see in the casual workers who are working in the urban areas as painters, plumbers, repair persons, etc. So the people who are involved in petty work. Next thing is Narega. So this term is also known as Manrega, that is MNREGA. So that is Manrega. Then the term is MG Narega because this is launched by Mahatma Gandhi. So this one time it was also known as Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Usually in our book, they are using the term NAREGA. So that is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. It was launched in 2005. So it was launched in 2005 and by the central government. This was made, this was launched under the law that was made Right to Work. And that was implemented in 206 of India in the beginning. Now, under this NAREGA, people were provided 100 days of work and that was guaranteed by the government. If government fails to provide these 100 days of work to any of the person, then government is liable to pay unemployment allowance to those people. And here the work which they are performing for 100 days of work by the government, that was for the future to help to increase the production of land. That was the work they are performing. You can see the people who are working for the production of land. That means they are working. The best example is people who are working for making bridges on the road. Now we are moving further to the division of these sectors into on the basis of classification of activities. So these are organized and unorganized sector. So we will cover in this slide only organized sector. If I talk about organized sector, let's move on. Organized sector. It is the sector in which people are working on regular terms. Nobody will be just go out of the will be fired out of the work at any point of time without any procedure. So people have assured work in this. These are generally registered by the government. So these sectors are generally registered by the government. They follow the rules and regulations given by in various laws. They follow all the laws. They've got a proper formal processes for a particular work. So what are the benefits if I talk about I'm working in a organized sector? If I talk about our school is the part of organized sector because we are working on the terms of employment which we are using here is regular, and our school is also registered with the government. We follow all the rules and regulations and laws that is defined by government time to time, and it has some formal processes and procedures. Obviously we have different procedures for taking admission in our particular school, and if we have to join the job also, we have different processes and procedures. We need to follow that. So I can give you example of organized sector, as our school is the part of organized sector because we follow all the procedures and processes, and we follow all the rules and regulations. We are registered with the government. We are performing the terms of employment which are regular in nature, and everybody is having assured work. So what are the benefits? If I talk about, if I am the employee of organized sector, from the employers, what are the benefits we are getting? The first thing is paid leave. You know, if we are working, not working, like we are getting Sundays as off from the job. So for that Sunday, we are getting our pay for that Sunday. So what is that? That is paid leave. Next is payment during holidays. Like we have vacations in June. So still we are getting the salary for that June also. And that is payment during holidays. Next is provident fund. If somebody is deducting his PF for the particular job, then the employer is also adding up the same amount, and that will be also benefit which we are getting for the employers. Next is gratuity. We are at the time of retirement or leaving the job. We are getting a lump sum amount from our employer, so that is gratuity. So that is also the benefit we are getting if we are working in the organized sector. Next is medical benefits. Nowadays, people who are working in the organized sector, they are getting the benefit of health insurance. Sometimes their treatment is paid by the company in which they are working upon. So medical benefits are also the benefits which we are getting from the employers. Next thing is workers get pension after retirement. This is a rare scheme nowadays. After 2000, people are not getting the pensions. So organized sector, this was also the feature. Some of the companies they are providing. So they are giving them pension after retirement. That is also the benefit people are getting while they are working in the organized sector. Thank you for today. So I hope we are done with today's part. So I'll send you the worksheet related to this, and I hope you are able to solve this. Thank you so much. God bless you all. I feel you will be getting enough things from this.